Alrighty, welcome back. It's our last video. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this challenge on this video. One thing I realized after I cut off the last time is we actually had met one of our tasks. Oh, let's go. So we actually have transported all of our passengers from Washington to San Francisco. So that's awesome news. The last two tasks, tools and cities. I've got 3 cities left and about 180 tools or 170 tools left to produce. The tools I'm not too worried about. As you know, Memphis is totally loaded up with tools, and they're producing them fast, and then they're shipping them over to this warehouse. Hopefully they will continue to do that. I'm going to take a quick look and see. So do I just have one? I guess I just have the one. Memphis to warehouse 17. I'm going to put in a couple more clones. It's not going to hurt. At this point, everybody needs tools. I could even send some tools to some of these other cities, like Houston now needs tools, San Antonio now needs tools, and so forth. So maybe I'll do that. I'll create a train, Memphis to Houston, if I can get it to work. Priority tools. I just want to wait till it clears the track, make sure it's all good. Well, I'm not going to wait on too long. So my last 3 cities are, let's see, I think Nashville is actually, no, Nashville. So I'm going to go ahead and build a museum in Nashville that will increase its satisfaction level. And again, it needs fabric, sugar, dairy. And now that I've increased this, yeah, so now that I've increased that, there's plenty of dairy that's able to go back into warehouse 16. So as we can see, that dairy is going to start building up. And let me go ahead and take a look at this one. I'm going to buy this farm, and then we're going to upgrade. Doesn't hurt to go ahead and just max it out. At this point, I got plenty of money. So my 3 cities are, I'm going to put another museum in Atlanta. Again, the museums are nice because they satisfy fulfillment of demand. So it makes them a little bit happier. They keep growing when they're happy. We can see here, Atlanta still needs dairy. They need beer, wheat, all that good stuff. Now, Nashville does have beer, so I'm going to actually create a train, a freight, from Nashville to Atlanta. I thought I'd had one of those before, but maybe not. Oh, ugh. Freight. There we go. And then I'm also going to create another one, and I might already have one, I don't know, from Charlotte to Atlanta. And we're going to make this one a freight. Maybe it'll bring in some beer. Now Charlotte is doing well. Oh, they need a museum as well. Museums all around. Keep growing, my cities. Because those are the 3. Charlotte, Atlanta, Nashville. So I'm going to take a quick look and see which of these are needed. So fabric. So definitely Nashville and Atlanta need fabric. Although it does look like Atlanta has fabric coming in. Charlotte has fabric. I'm going to create a freight from Charlotte to Nashville. And it is It is... Nope. Oh, I totally messed that one up. Charlotte to Nashville, and it's going to be priority fabric. Let's send a second one over there as well. Let's see, what else can I get? Charlotte's looking pretty good. It's at 76%. Atlanta's really the one. It's at 76% too. It really needs some dairy. Now I do have a couple of trains going from that warehouse over to Atlanta. I've got 3 of them. I'm going to put one more in, but I'm going to make it a priority of dairy. Trying to think if there was an easier way that I could get it over to Atlanta straight from the dairy. Yeah. Let's see. To Atlanta. Oops. Prioritize dairy. We'll send them. They'll get their dairy in. So we're doing pretty well. Fruit, lumber, liquor. Let's see who's making. I think these trains are. Oh, these trains are all waiting here. These are waiting. These are all waiting. There's some trains blocked. Oh, I see the issue. We are going to delete some trains because I have backed up some trains. That's never a good thing. Let's get these trains going. I'm going to go ahead and delete one of these as well. I think we're doing okay on, although it does definitely need wood. Let's see, we're at 410 for tools. We got to keep producing those tools. All right, I'm going to keep working. It is going to keep producing the tools. It's slowed down a little bit because we had a backup. Now that I've kind of cleared that out, hopefully we can get these going. I hate when they get backed up like that. It really screws things up. Part of the problem is... Oh... Let's see. We've really only got 3 trains going into that logger. I'm not going to mess with those just yet. So sometimes you do have to be careful. This is an issue, obviously, when you have a lot of trains going in and out of a warehouse. Sometimes you will get backed up. So you have to be extra cautious. So this one, okay, so that one's going. I'm just keeping an eye on it to make sure I get them moving. Okay, so I think that dilemma has been resolved. Now these are all backed up. They're not really. They're just waiting for this train to fill up. So I'm not too worried about that. And that's probably waiting because the warehouse is full of steers. Yeah, so the warehouse has plenty of cattle, so it doesn't need it anymore. So they are going. Some things that Nashville might need: corn, fruit, vegetables. So let's do this. Let's put in many trains do I have? So I've got 2 trains going into Nashville. Now one of them's already full of fruit, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Actually, I'm not even going to mess with that. I think they're going to keep growing. They'll get their fruit, they'll get the sugar, they'll get some meat. I just need to keep that fulfillment of demand over 70%. I don't want to let them fall. But they could use some vegetables. There's no vegetables in this warehouse. There are vegetables here. I'm looking at the best way that I could try to fulfill that demand. For vegetables. There just really isn't vegetables anywhere else in sight. Alright, my little friend, we are going to expand you to 4. We're just going to add in a bunch. I probably don't need that many. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that. Actually, we're going to cross it over. Put it there. I'm going to put the other one next to it. We're going to run a line of vegetables over. There we go. Straight to... We're going to go ahead and feed all of the cities with vegetables from Thompson Preserve. Because they have plenty. It is going to run through this warehouse, but then it's going to go to Nashville. I'm going to go 8, and I'm going to run 1 to Atlanta as well. I'm going to go from there. It's going to take it a while, but at least it'll fulfill that demand once it gets there. Make that full. I think Charlotte is okay on vegetables because it is getting it from... yeah, I've got plenty of vegetables. I could use fruit, but again, they do seem to be building up demand fairly well. Trying to think what else I could build in Charlotte. I'm going to put in a cheese factory just because it is available. It will fulfill demand because they have plenty of dairy available. So, okay, so Charlotte is growing. Atlanta, still growing, 82,000. We got to get up there. Nashville, 85,000. Tools, your tool, okay, so the tools are still going, so that's good. My key right now is getting the tools. Actually, the tools are going to be fine. They're at 465. I only need like 35 more tools. That's going to be fine. I've still got over a year to go. At this point, I just got to keep getting the cities. I got to keep working on making sure that anything that those cities need, that they are getting, like sugar, fabric. Now, it should have plenty of sugar coming in because there's sugar from here, and it does have it available. At this point, I do have to be careful. You know, I've got so many trains in and out, in and out, in and out, that at this point it's just taking time to let the traffic flow, you know, to get them in and out. I need to keep checking to make sure I got no traffic jams, so to speak. Now, Atlanta's not really backed up, so Atlanta's not backed up at all. They seem to be fine. It's really the Nashville station that is the busiest at this point. But they continue to grow, so that's good. And I could try to build something else in Nashville. Now I do have, they've got beer. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna, they're making dresses. What else could they make that's easy enough for them to produce? Let's do furniture, because then I can bring in wood from Atlanta and from, because Atlanta is actually making lumber, although let's expand it a couple of times to get that, yep, to get that lumber growing. Oops, I messed that up. I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, so here you can see we've actually got plenty of lumber being produced. There's wood coming in. So let's look at, now we do have a connection between Nashville and Warehouse 17. What is it taking? Let's see. Nope, that's not the one I wanted to look at. So where, now these are, oh, actually that's interesting. So we don't have anything coming from Warehouse 17 to Nashville, but I'm going to start a train, at least one, that goes from, actually I'm just going to go Atlanta to Nashville, and we're just going to make it a freight. And I'm assuming it's going to take, oh, it's taking boots. That's interesting. So boots and some lumber, but at least it's going to meet some demand for Nashville. And as you can see, Nashville's up to 95. That's awesome. Nashville's at 95. I love it. Atlanta, you're at 93. I really don't know what to build here. I mean, to be honest, I would have built the furniture industry because it's available. So we're just going to build it, and because you've got plenty of wood and lumber, all that good stuff, we're going to let you build your Charlotte. Oh, I love it. Charlotte's there. Okay, so 2 more cities. So at this point it's Atlanta, Nashville, and the tools, we still need to get those tools up. I don't think the tools are going to be a problem, but I also don't want to, it does look like they're continuing to produce, but they've run out of, what are they out of? Are they out of lumber, it looks like? Yeah, actually the lumber they've run out of because they're out of wood. Probably because I've got so many trains coming in here that the lumber supply has sort of gotten backed up. So I could look at adding an additional lumber supply in. Which is something very doable. If I did it, it would be coming into the back here, because there's not really any room over there. So I would be just trying to find the best way in. Now, in all honesty, it might even behoove me just to go into the main line here, run up lumber. Actually, I could still run it into the warehouse, or I could just run it into... Okay, so let's do it this way. Sometimes I just have to think it out. So we'll expand that. Let's see. Then we'll run this over. Oh, this is... Of course it's going to be an issue. Nothing is easy. Let's see if it's, hopefully I'm not too, oh, yep, I am. I'm going to delete that, rebuild it. And then we're going to put it right to the side of this one, so it's on the other side. But of course now it's to, yeah, it's all good. As long as I can get one going, it'll be fine. So I can put 2 there, so I can basically put 2 trains going from here to Memphis. I'm just going to run it straight into the main. We'll max out the cars. It'll certainly give it enough wood just to keep the tool production going, you know, because Atlanta's got to produce the lumber with the wood in order to build the tools, and at this point it's out of lumber, so. And I'm not going to try to bring in lumber from this other, or not here, but it was Atlanta. So let's see, Nashville, you're there. All right, I think that was our, yes. So our last thing now is tools. We've got the 15 cities, awesome. So now I've just got to get the tool production up and running. I could just start deleting extra trains that I don't need, but I think at this point I'll just let it go. I've got plenty of time. I'm just going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Let's take another quick look. All the tasks are accomplished except for my 500 loads of tools, but as you can see, they're going to be plenty of time because I have until the end of 1870. As you can see, it's only January 1870, so I got plenty of time to get those last bit of tools up and running. Let's take a quick look at our company and see how we did. As you can see here, $10 million of buildings, $9 million in tracks. Our company value is $195 million. We've got 407 trains in use. We've only got 3 express trains at this point, but it's because I have too many trains on the tracks that they're slowed down a little bit. So if you have any express trains that have to wait too long, they lose their express status, so that's understandable. We've got 15 stations, 69 rural, or 15 city stations, 69 rural stations, own 20 businesses. That is pretty awesome. We are doing quite well. I don't have any bonds. I don't have any stocks. I actually don't use personnel either. Sometimes I do use personnel, but I don't always. As you can see here, our quarterly profits are actually really good. Q3 we had 12 million. Q4 we had 11 million. So we actually make quite a bit of money each quarter, and that's how it generally is. You know, by the end I'm making way more money than I know what to do with, so it's not much of an issue. We're at 495 tools, 496. We're definitely getting there. It's going to be any second now. This is going to be the first time I beat this challenge. I've tried it. This is my 4th time trying it. So I'm very excited to finally beat it. Yes, so close. Let's get there. Come on. Yes, all tasks completed. I can't believe it. I've been waiting for a long time. No, not that long, but like I said, every other time I couldn't get the 15 cities done. So let's see. Our final rating. Oh, conductor. That's a terrible. I mean, it's not a terrible rating, but it's not the best rating. The fact that I actually could beat it this time is better than my previous attempts, but usually I can do a little better than that, like office manager, CEO, or president. conductor was about the best I could do. It did take me a long time to get there, but eh, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna worry because a win is a win. Um, so I'm gonna take it. All right, it's been a great journey. Thanks, everyone. If there's any of the other challenges or scenarios on Railway Empire that you'd like me to try, I'd be happy to do it. Just let me know. Till next time. Bye.